folks, and welcome back to another episode of Pinal Prep Spotlight, brought to you by 911 Air Repair, your local air conditioning expert specializing in maintenance, repair, and new installations. We are nearing the end of the regular season in our winter sports. Luckily for us, this week, later on, we're going to have our 3A soccer play-in games. We still don't know those matchups, so for the sake of this episode, we are going to be sticking with basketball, and our game of the week is ALA Ironwood. They are going to be traveling to Coolidge. This is just the boys' game because ALA Ironwood does not have a girls' team this season. And David, you've had a chance to see the boys. What can you say about this Warriors team?
I have seen them, and the sentence hasn't changed. They are one of my favorite teams out here, and I think they're obviously they've proven it. They're one of the best teams that we have for boys basketball in Pinal County. They're currently ranked 4th in 3A, and they deserve it so much because this is just a really solid group built around a lot of senior leadership that loves to share the ball. They love to score, and they are just a really solid group of guys out there. I mean, I'm going to start at the top with their senior Chad Copeland. He kind of plays more of a forward center role for them. He's their big wing where he can shoot from three, but also do a really good job inside. He's leading them with 16.7 points per game. Then you got the two Jacksons. You got Jackson Edgerton and you got Jackson Chapman. Those two are really good point guard, shooting guard duo for them. Sometimes they'll play a little bit more forward because they do have a point guard in Noah Atkins, who's more of a true point guard for this team. They got him after a transfer from Valley Christian. He's done a really good job of being acclimated to this team and kind of playing their style. But the two Jacksons, Edgerton scoring 16.1, Chapman scoring 12.8. Edgerton is a lethal shooter from three. He is a really good spot-up, streaky shooter kind of guy. Chapman is more of a drive and get to the rim kind of guy, but has added a three-point shot to his elements as well. So this is just a really good, solid core group here. I think that they've kind of always been stepping up year after year. You know, they had a chance against Valley Christian a couple years ago, didn't get it done. Got to the playoffs, upset a lot of teams like Fountain Hills to make it to the semifinals, where they were unfortunately lost but to Monument Valley on a last-second three-point shot that beat the buzzer, unfortunately. But I think this is the year for them. You know, this is their senior group. This is kind of it. We're not sure what's going to happen to this team after this year with, you know, 3 top seniors being the top scorers going to be gone after this year. So there's a lot of expectations, and obviously going up against Coolidge, they're going to be a team that they want to beat, and it's a rivalry a little bit. So Coolidge has to definitely, you know, play their best basketball. We know Dave Glasgow is always going to expect the best from his players, and this is a great matchup here, and I'm excited to be the one assigned to it. It's going to be a good one on Friday.
So, David mentioned it here. Dave Glasgow always expects the best from his team. He doesn't always get the best from his team, though, however. This Coolidge team, you never really know what you're going to get from them on any given day. They're a really young team, although if you look at their roster, you see 7 seniors. However, not all of them have that varsity playing experience. When you look at that roster, Andre Dukes is the only senior that has played all 4 seasons under Glasgow. And some of these other guys, this is just their first year playing on varsity. So far, Jaquan Jordan, he is a double-double machine for the Bears. And a big help for him is sophomore Tori Golston. This is his first season with Coolidge, and so far he is shooting 30% from three-point range and 42% from the field. Other big guys, whenever one of these two is kind of having an off game or they get locked up by opponents, other guys stepping up are Isaiah Slaughter, Blake Jones, really big presence on the inside, and then helping facilitate the ball a little bit is Kelshawn Dixon Wright. He was a big factor in their last game against Florence. He wasn't available for that first game, and that just allowed Golston to free up and have that 30-point game against the Gophers. Other guys I got to mention, Thomas Nelson Jr. and Adarius Miguel, really good at spreading the floor, really good three-point shooters. But the big key here is, like I mentioned in the beginning, what Coolidge team is going to show up. If these guys can get it going early, if they're all clicking and they're not making mistakes and shooting themselves in the foot, this is a really dangerous team to play against. Going up against ALA Ironwood, this is a good opponent, just kind of preparing them for that postseason experience, just to see what they can do. Because like I mentioned, we only have next week. Next week is pretty much the end of the regular season for our 3A teams, and then after that it's playoffs. So we will have to wait and see just where these two teams land. But in the meantime, be sure to check out Pinal Central for all of your winter sports coverage.